Race, Ironman Canada, bib number 1676, Ironman Canada, or Ironman Ottawa, and yeah, thought I'd just give you guys a little bit of a brain dump of things that I'm thinking about before going into my fourth Ironman, which is crazy to think about. This is my fourth one, and I have not filmed a lot this week. Same with this weekend. Like I've literally filmed nothing. This is my first time picking up the camera, and I think the biggest reason why this weekend, like I thought I was gonna do a great big YouTube video for it, make it just a super sick thing, but when I'm filming a lot of this stuff myself, like it takes so much energy for me. Like I'm not someone who naturally just can pick up a camera and like take it with me everywhere. Just like, you know, I'm just not that like kind of guy. I love posting content, love creating content, but it's one of those things that is just like a little bit like not draining. Like obviously love posting on social media. Wouldn't be where I am if I didn't post on social media, but like the last 6 weeks of my life have just been so busy coming into this race. I think I talked about it a little bit in my last video, how this just wasn't like the most ideal prep, but for the best reasons. I mean, I was doing just a bunch of stuff with inter-athlete coaching, have had a lot of like things outside of training and my business, like my best friend got married, which was awesome. Obviously those are kinds of things like, you know, are a lot more important than training, and I wouldn't miss them for the world. And I think there's just been so many things going on that have made me change my perspective about approaching these races. I think in the past, every single Ironman I've done, it's been like, I need to be like monk mode for 10 weeks going into the race. I need to train at least X amount of hours a week. I need to feel this good before I even like consider doing an Ironman. And this race, like, don't get me wrong, like I think I could have had a lot better prep, but like I'm just excited to race, and like I feel like that's where I'm at just with everything. Like I love these race weekends. I love just, and I'm not saying this to be like, oh, look at me. Like I hope this never comes across that way, but like between last weekend spectating all my athletes at 70.3 Calgary and this weekend here in Ottawa, the amount of you who have come up to me and just like shook my hand, introduce yourselves, and just like telling me that you watch this content that I put out, it like genuinely means the world. And it's just so cool to, because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when I'm making these videos, when I'm just going about my weekly whatever routine and posting this stuff, like I think there's, and I think this goes for anybody who does social media, like I genuinely forget, I think sometimes how big of an impact that I have on people, and that's obviously my goal with all this stuff. I mean, I'm not training to be a pro triathlete, like I'm just training to be the best like version of myself, if that makes sense. And I'm just, yeah, I'm so grateful for, if any of you guys watching came up to me at Calgary 70.3 or even this weekend, like it genuine, like seriously, like I love you guys. Like it's surreal just to have conversations and everything just because of like YouTube and all this stuff. So I'm just incredibly grateful. I don't really even know where I'm going with this. My brain's like half not working. You said the amount of carbs I've consumed today, but obviously I think I always have like a little bit of a spiel before these races or something I learned. And honestly, like I think the biggest thing is just have fun doing hard things. Like I genuinely think life is so hard as it is. There's like no matter what you do, you can play it safe, you can play by the rule book, you know, you can like, bad things in your life and hard things in your life are always going to happen, whether you want it to or don't want it to. They're just going to happen. And I think one big thing and one reason why I love Ironman and I love just challenging myself with endurance sport and even just like putting myself outside my comfort zone doing other things, it's this idea of just doing hard things in spite and trying your best to have fun in doing so. And I think a great way to do that is surrounding yourself with people who also, you know, share that similar mindset. I know that's not always the easiest thing to do, but like have fun doing hard things and genuinely pursue hard things, because I'm a big believer if you can laugh through, you know, training for an Ironman and make all the sacrifices that you need to make in order to train for that, because it's not easy, it's very hard. When real things in your life that happen that are actual hardships, I just feel like you're so much better off and well equipped as a person to handle those things. And I think it just makes life a little bit less daunting, makes life a little bit less shitty, because let's be honest, shitty things happen. And yeah, I don't know if that took a negative turn, but I think the last thing I want to say is just I'm so incredibly grateful for, you know, everything this sport has given me and everybody that it's brought into my life. And I'm so excited to race tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna push myself as hard as I can. There's no strategy. Obviously, I'm gonna pace well, and I've got all my bottles mixed up. I'm gonna take my nutrition in, but it's kind of gonna be a little bit of a send. I've already got a Kona slot, so I'm gonna, I think, swim as pretty hard. I want to PR the swim, or try to. I want to bike within myself, but bike to that limit, and then just see what we can pull off on a run. I'm not gonna run stupid, but I definitely want to see if I can crack that sub 320 mark at this race and get a nice little data point before Kona. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure what kind of clips I'm gonna get, but yeah, thank you guys so much. Love you all. Ironman number 4, Ironman Ottawa. Let's get it.
Here we go, another athlete on the way to the finish line from Canada.
From Calgary, Alberta, William Horkoff. William, you are an Ironman. Welcome to this year's Nous effectuons les dames vont passer la base de 36,4 km. Pour la deuxième position.
Remember, only God could judge ya. Forget the haters, cause somebody loves ya.
Alright, what is up, YouTube? So this is a post-race recap. Today is August 17th. It's Monday. We are exactly like 15 days post-Ironman. So I felt like there's been enough time now I can give like a solid little recap of the Ottawa race. I'm very briefly going to go through swim, bike, run. I never understand these race recaps. Like, for me, I mean, you just swam, bike, and ran. I mean, I'll give you as much detail as I can, but I'm going to run through it very quickly. Yeah, swim, for me, it was a non-wetsuit swim. I think on the Ironman tracker, I was a 1:12, which wish I could have swam faster, but I think it is just a reflection of the effort that I put into swimming coming into this race. Like, I wasn't swimming a lot, and I think it showed. I think, you know, I mean, I'm definitely hard on myself, but like, I know myself as an athlete. I think I could have swam at least a few minutes faster if I would have put just a little bit more work into getting to the pool early in the morning. Even in the busy lead up that I had, it's always kind of like, and it always is, it coulda, shoulda, woulda, but just kind of thought moving into Kona, I'm swimming more. And I'll talk about Kona and the plans for Kona after I finish this quick recap. But yeah, swim, I mean, pretty much just like get in the water, stay relaxed, get through it. That's kind of my mindset, and that's what I did. Going on to the bike, the plan was to push around 240 watts for the Ironman bike leg. I wasn't really sure how fast I was going to go because I've heard this course, it's obviously pretty flat. But it's quite a rough and bumpy course, and you have lots of like turns all the time. And I thought I did pretty well. I rode a 4:29 on the tracker, about 40K an hour, or just a little over 40K an hour average. I averaged 233 watts. I think I normalized just under 240. And yeah, I think the bike just destroyed me, to be completely honest. And I know I talked about it a little bit when I was rewatching the little video that I filmed before the race. But I think for me, I didn't have the greatest lead up coming into this race, and that's not an excuse. This is obviously, me just sharing my journey and reflecting and being honest with myself. But Ironman is very much a sport that you get out of it what you put into it. And if I really do reflect on the last 8 weeks going into the Ironman, I mean, I was looking at my training. I averaged like 14 and a half hours, which to compete at that high level of age group racing, I'm not saying it was necessarily a volume thing, but I think where I really just struggled was the durability side of things, because I wasn't doing a lot of riding in my TT position. I missed a lot of long rides. I missed a lot of key sessions. My sleep was terrible for the last month going into the race. Like, I think I averaged like 5.5 hours of sleep for the whole month of June and early July, or pretty much all of July as well. And, that's not a good thing when you're trying to balance training, or trying to train. And I think that's why I missed a lot of sessions. I was just so tired all the time. And obviously my plate is really full doing all the stuff I'm doing. And training definitely is the first thing to kind of take the back burner a little bit, because obviously for me, coaching is my full-time job, and that's like priority number one. So I really struggled on the bike, and obviously leads me to the marathon. I felt pretty shitty, honestly, the first few steps getting onto that run course. And it was just kind of a battle the whole way. I wouldn't say I ever really hit a wall. I just felt like I was stuck in kind of that one gear the whole marathon. I ended up running a 3:34, which again, I know isn't like terrible in the grand scheme of things, but I really want to break the sub 3:20 in a marathon in an Ironman, if not sub 3:15. I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen at Kona. Now looking back at just how this race went, but yeah, I think all in all, I was pretty happy with the day, given my lead up into the race and just given everything. Like, I could not have gone any faster. I mean, I did lose a couple bottles on the bike in that first little segment leaving T1. It was quite a rough section of road. And I just remember like looking back, I'm like trying to feel for my bottles, and I'm like lost both of my bottles that were behind my seat. I should have used like those elastic retention loop things that came with that Easy Gains mount thing that I bought, but I didn't even think about it, and I didn't obviously do that. And the trying to think what else I can recap for you guys, but all in all, I was happy with the race. I mean, I went 9:22. I think I got 6th in the age group and 42nd overall out of all the amateurs. And no, I mean, just a great weekend sharing the race course with 3 other athletes that I coach: Abby, Alexis, and Mathieu. Maybe I'll pop up if I've got photos of them or whatever, how their races went. But they all did super well, all first time Ironman athletes. And yeah, it was just like such a fun, cup filled kind of weekend. And for me, it was honestly, like, if I can recap Ottawa in a sentence, it was like the PP slap that I needed to motivate me for Kona, because I think it just really just hammered home that, you can't, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't get away with not training well for these races. I think even the fact that I did as well as I did was just a reflection of all the training I've done over the last 4 years. But to really execute well and to race to your capacity, there's a certain element of you have to put in the work. And I mean, I was working hard, but I think for lack thereof, I think my plate was just spread a little bit too thin to balance the training load on top of everything else I had going on. Obviously, going into and I'm going to talk a little bit now with the transition to Kona. So Kona, I think we're 7 weeks out this week, and I think the biggest thing is going to be yeah, for me, just like getting into a good routine of training and getting into a good flow of everything and just enjoying it as always. I mean, I'm never gonna, sacrifice enjoying the process of training just to try to train a lot and to train like everybody has a line. And I even tell my athletes this, like everybody has a capacity of what they can do in a week. And it's just riding that. And obviously there's seasons and times throughout the year that you push that, whether it's going into the big Ironman you're training for or marathon or whatever. And like for me, obviously Kona, that's kind of the A race. And I guess, yeah, training is taking a little bit more of a priority to make it a bit simpler. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say in this recap. I mean, I'm excited for Kona. I swam 18K last week. It was a bit of a recovery week still. I did a little bit of biking and running, but it was pretty much just a big swim week. And yeah, I'm swimming Monday through Friday, trying to swim 5 days a week, minimum 15, 16 kilometers in the pool, just to, really try to help build up some endurance without overtaxing myself. I mean, I can kind of only do so much biking and running, obviously, before it becomes like a little bit too much. So the plan is just to swim lots and obviously to bike more, be more specific and intentional with my, not that I didn't have good sessions before, obviously from my coach, but it was just more a lack on my end of executing those sessions, how they were intended to be. So, and I don't want to turn this into like a hardcore recap, but obviously going into Kona, just going to really try to lock in or dial in on a couple of other things. But yeah, Ottawa was a good race. It was lots of fun. It fired me up. I feel like I just love racing. I will never go 8 months without racing ever again. Like I love it. I love the atmospheres of these things, and I'm just super fired up for Kona. So I'm excited to kind of get back into the flow of things. We have 7 weeks, so I'm hoping I can document quite a lot of it, put out some Road to Kona episodes for you guys, because I know there's quite a few of you training for Kona, or you're training for a race to try to qualify for Kona. So I'm going to try to document the next kind of 2 months of my life as much as I can. And again, I just want to thank all you guys for watching and supporting this journey, I think is what you'd call it. I mean, I have so much fun doing this, and I feel like this life that I'm like building for myself, and I feel so aligned with everything that I do, and I'm just so grateful that, I mean, in a way, this is a part of my job. I mean, obviously coaching, social media to a certain extent, it's all is under the same umbrella, and I just absolutely love it. And I think 2 weekends ago it was a good reminder that I love this sport, and it's never that deep. I mean, if you ask me on a performance standpoint, what I thought of Ottawa, if you asked me going in, I think I would have been a bit disappointed, but obviously post-race, reflecting back on everything now, I mean, I'm happy with it. Like, I literally could not have gone any faster. Like, I left it all out there, emptied the tank. I couldn't have ran faster if I tried. I think it was a mix of a little bit of over biking, maybe a bit of under fueling, and just not marathon ready, but just, going back to the things I touched on. Maybe the intention when I approached my training wasn't quite there to the level that, I wanted it to be. But again, it's not that deep. We got 7 weeks till Kona, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to end this here. Don't really know what else to even touch on, but thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all you guys, and I'll see you in the Road to Kona. Be filming a YouTube video this week, going over some form of session and whatever. If you guys ever have questions too, feel free to shoot me a DM. Do you guys want to see videos, any sort of specifics with my life or with training? Again, shoot me a DM, drop a comment, I'll try to do my best. But I love posting these videos, so it's definitely something I want to do more of. And I know I always say that, but it really is. For anybody who's done YouTube, it's hard as heck. But see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much. Peace.